And for the next project, we're going to convert and repurpose t-shirts into a braided pillow. And we're going to use the same concept we used with the plastic bags we had in the previous project. The difference is I use a guide. It's a little bit easier since the material is tougher to get through compared to the plastic bags. And this is about 2 inches wide, and I just cut a random piece of cardboard off of a box. And what we do is we're going to tuck it underneath. And same thing, we're going to start along the side of the shirt, just like we did the side of the bag. Line up the bottom edge to the bottom of the cardboard, and kind of watch where that tip of the cardboard is, and that's where you're going to stop. So we're going to cut a line to that point, and then we're going to turn it and go along this border. Makes it a little bit faster. If you're doing it freestyle like you do with the bags, it's a lot tougher with this cloth material. And we're going to go around the shirt same way as we did the bags, and just keep sliding along your cardboard piece. Now you have to be very careful when you're going to get to that point where they're meeting. And this is the tricky part. So what I do is I go to the next part on the opposite side before I do that angle cut. And line up right where you started the first time. And make a little snip in that where that corner is. That's going to give you a guide to go by. And bring your cardboard back to where you last cut and connect to that little slit you made. Especially tricky on the very first one. So you see you kind of have a funny corner shape, so then just cut a little angle to make that diagonal shape. And then continue again, just like we did with the bags. You get the general idea. It's the same idea as the plastic bags, and you keep going around and around as far as you can get. Now, I'm just not going to finish in the interest of time, but what you're going to do when it's a long piece when you're finished, just like when we did the plastic bags, the next step is to braid the piece. So we're going to take it and actually make a slip knot. So just take a little edge, twist it, and pull it through to make a slip knot, and then tighten it up a bit, and then you're going to pull it through. So make the next one. Tighten it, grab the next section, going to keep going through. It starts to look like a braid as you go. This part goes pretty fast. Alright, so we can keep continuing the braid. And you're basically going to continue until your entire strip. If we had cut the whole shirt, you'd have a whole strip like we did with the plastic bags into this, what looks like a braid done by our plastic, our slip knot. Now, what differs a little bit at this point from the plastic bags is the fact that this is cloth, so we're not going to do the slip knot effect. Instead, what you're going to do is when you get to your ends, you're going to bend them over to where the crease is, where it would match into the braid, and trim that end off. And then you're actually going to sew it with thread, sew that down and tack it down, and then your ends you're going to sew together this time instead of doing the slip knot effect. The next difference as well is you're going to be coiling it like this effect that you see on the top. So this would be coiled and turned in, and each section you're going to have to hand sew. And basically I decided which side was going to end up to be my top. And you flip it over and you're going to basically just do a whip stitch and tack each section down as you wind it around. And you're going to have to work with the braid. It does kink around, so you're going to have to work with to see how it wants to go. So it's really going to be fashioned toward your shirt as far as how it's going to lay. Each material is different. And you might want to look at all the different shirts you have that you want to put together and think about a pattern. I try to just do light, dark, and it came out a nice way. For me, this ended up to be more of a memory pillow. The different shirts have different memories for me. The one on the edge, this last one was a shirt that all three of my sons wore, so to me that's a memory shirt. Now if it does have embellishments on the shirt like this one, it's okay, leave them on and just keep cutting it, and that will show accents of color throughout. So it does add a nice piece. And like this one had a patch and I left that on and it shows an accent of color. So don't be afraid to leave whatever accents there are on the shirt on the final product. So you keep coiling it around to whatever size you want. It's a personal choice on what you want to do on that. And then for the back, what I did was I chose one of my shirts that had a nice pattern on it and decided that would be my back. So I cut it to kind of a circle to go around, and then I did a whip stitch and sewed that on. And when I got to the very end, I started filling it, and what I used actually were a lot of Walmart bags and plastic bags, and just kept stuffing it until it had a nice feel. So you can hold it this way, nice and soft, or this way. I thought we could use it as a floor pillow for the braided side, so it's really up to you. But that's the final product. It's a nice big throw pillow or a floor pillow if you want to sit on it. It's a great project, a great way to repurpose t-shirts and have a memory at the same time. We're going to pause briefly and we're going to set up for our third project. Thanks.